Did make it to Houston on Saturday. Got there about 15 minutes before they closed the gate. Just in by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Got up there and got that dropped, so I went up there to Dallas Saturday afternoon. Spent the day yesterday working on the van a little bit. And this morning, Monday morning, got to run up here to Dallas here, pick up a furniture trailer, a moving trailer, and I'm gonna take it up to Centennial, Colorado, or by Denver. So that's what we got going on today, and I got about 3 or 4 more blocks up here. Got to pull in there and grab that trailer, and then I'm gonna run over by Fort Worth, my tire shop, and buy some new steer tires. And depending on whether they'll let me film in the shop, I'll do a little filming on that. I don't know if they'll let me do it or not, for insurance reasons or something. Who knows? You know, they always blame it on that. So, but I'd like to show you how they take tires on and off and mount tires and, you know, balance them and all that kind of stuff on a big semi. It's kind of like cars, but just bigger. Oh, this road's rough. So anyway, we'll get in here and get this big trailer picked up, and I'll get back with you. Okay, we're over at the tire shop here, my local tire shop here in Fort Worth. I've been doing business with these people for a long time, many years. And my tires are out of balance a little bit, and the steer tires, they wear out way prematurely, and they balance them when they first put them on, but once they start, these aren't my tires, they're still in the truck, but they'll start getting a little cup in this area right here, and it throws them off balance, and once that starts, then another balance over here, and they just start going out of whack real bad, and you start getting a lot of shake in the truck. So they've made these things, and I don't know why I haven't put them on before. They're Centromatic wheel balancers, and they're a disc. I don't know if you can hear there's little BBs in here, little small BBs, and as that spins, centrifugal force pushes it to the outside, and wherever it needs to be for balance, there's more beads here and fewer beads over, you know, more beads in this area and fewer beads in this area, more beads down here and fewer here. So it balances the truck or the tires as you drive, and every rotation is a new balance. And some people swear by these, and some people say it's snake oil. So I believe in them, and I don't know why I haven't put them on earlier. I went through several sets of steer tires. They only last me about 50,000 miles. There's a lot of rubber left on them, but they get so out of balance that the truck just sits and shakes. So we're going to put these on, and I'm going to show you a little bit about the how they break down tires and wheel balance and all that kind of stuff, and how they remount them and all that. So I don't know how good a filming I'm going to be able to do on this, because I'm going to try to keep everybody's face out of here, but just show the actual work. So with that said, let's get back over to the bay and watch it. I think that's them taking my tires off now. So. Alright, we're back in the shop here, and I wasn't talking during all this. This is narrating now after editing this. I'm just going to walk you through what they're doing each step of the way here. Of course, that's the big impact wrench, and that thing's pretty heavy. So when they handle it the way they do, you can appreciate the skill these guys have. One little hit, hit it in just the right spot and broke the bead loose. And that's soapy water he's pouring on there. Helps it slick it up a little bit, so when they put the tire irons in there and start prying it off there, it'll be lubricated and comes off the rim a lot easier. You hear the air leaking in the background. That's the other tire. They've got the valve stem open and letting all the air out. So while that one's depressurizing, they're over here working on this one. Now, I've watched these tire guys, and a guy bigger than me will sit there and fight and wrestle and fight with these things. And these guys are not the largest guys in the world. They're medium-sized guys, and they just handle this thing like it's nothing, you know. It just like it doesn't weigh anything. They know where to pick it up, how to pick it up, because they do this, you know, 20, 30, 40 times a day, you know. And it's just they're good at what they do, you know. Of course, practice makes perfect, I guess. But now they'll put this. They're putting some lubricant on there. That's new to me. I didn't know what that was. It's some kind of new spray that they come out with, and it's like an oil lubricant. And he's going to fiddle with this a little bit, but the reason he's fiddling is because he doesn't want to go overboard on the other end, and the tip scratch the aluminum face of the rim. So he's trying to get it lined up to where the tip of that rod goes into one of the decorative holes on the front, therefore it won't scratch the front of my rim. Just little things like that make these guys so good. They don't tear your stuff up, you know. I've had almost no trouble with these guys ever, you know. They're quality, good working guys. Now here's where the wear is. See how that's worn in that little area right there, and then over here there's a little bit wear, and that's the rubber that's worn off, and that's what's right in there. And that's what's making the tire out of balance so bad. And hopefully the Centromatics will stop that. All right, this is some soap. It's some real thick soap. It's a little wire brush with a cotton swab on the end of it, like a really big Q-tip. And they smear some soap on there, on both beads. And now he's looking at the tire. Now watch, he'll flip it around. Okay, there he goes, and he flips it around. Okay, see he's lining something up there, and I'll show you in just a second. Once he gets it on, and see how he's pushing his knee on there? Well, if you miss that tire and hit your knee on that rim, you remember it, and you don't do it twice. Trust me, I've done it, and it hurts. Now see that yellow dot right there? The tire manufacturer puts that on there, and you're supposed to line that up with the valve stem, and that helps you get a good balance on your tire. And if you'll notice, this one here, they line up, okay? And it balanced out really nice. Like 4 ounces of weight is all it took. You see how he stomped on the tire there? That's to get the bead down lower to a narrower part of the rim. Now this one, he puts it on, but he doesn't line that red dot up, or that yellow dot. Actually, the yellow dot is facing down, and they had to tear this tire back apart and remount it because it wouldn't balance right. If you look, see, there's no yellow dot anywhere. It's on the other side of the tire. They put it on. I mean, they can put it on this way. It just takes more weight and more lead to balance it, you know. So anyway, the first guy did it right. This guy here, he did it wrong by putting it on. All right, now they're going to blow this up. Watch what they do. Ready? Whoop. Now, did you see that? Watch it again. They're putting air to it. They lift the rim up, and it puts a gap there, and they put a blast of air in there, and it balloons the tire up and seats the bead. They're going to do it again on this other tire here. Oh, good camera work by the cameraman, huh? All right, now here's what they do is they air it up with the air hose and open that valve, and you can hear it filling the tank up. Okay, now the other valve, you see the other hand valve, the yellow one? When they get this pressure in there, they pop the hose off, and then they miss this one. The first try, they got to do it twice. This guy comes around, and he's putting a little adapter on the valve stem, putting the air on it. He'll pick the rim up, and ready? Whoosh. Oh, he missed. See, he didn't have it quite lined up right. So they got to air the tank back up. But the air comes out of that big valve. It's a big ball valve, and it comes out so fast, it's like just a great big gush of wind coming out, and it puffs the tire up and seats the bead. And he gets it right this time. Ready? There you go. Now, you hear that noise, that air? Look what they did. And this was not their fault. It was just a dumb, I've never seen this. In 30 years, I've never seen this happen.
Turn around here. Turn around for the sunlight.
when they did the big whoosh of wind, it puffed the mat up inside and got inside the bead there. They had to break this thing down a second time, or actually a third time, and get that mat out of there. So anyway, we were all kind of laughing about that. All right, this is the balancer, okay, and he's gonna take off the old, he's already taken off the old weights from the previous tire, all right, and he's programming the computer to the right size of rim, the size of tire that's on here. It closes this shell, it's a protective shell, and the tire will start spinning. Now I like to get this angle right here. See how the tire kind of wiggles back and forth? Really, that's not bad. For as big a tire as that is, that's not bad movement. I've seen them a lot worse than that. And if they're really bad, I just say, hey, I don't want to buy that tire. Take it off and put a different tire on. 4 ounces, that's pretty good. For that big of a tire, 4 ounces is a really close weight to being balanced. Okay, the other tire ended up taking, I think, 10 ounces. And I don't like to go much higher than 10 or 12 ounces. And when I get that much out of balance, I don't like to accept the tire. So anyway, this green can, that's solvent, and he's cleaning off a spot there, all the road grime and brake dust and grease and everything that gets on the inside of these wheels. He's cleaning that off, giving it a nice clean surface for the weights to stick to. See, they just stick with that 3M sticky tape. And I'll show you a weight here in just a second. But he puts that on. He puts 4 ounces on there. There's 3 little quarters, or little pieces, and a fourth one he put on there. It makes 4 ounces. And then he uses the hammer to make sure there's good contact with the 3M tape. And takes the wheel off. Instead of having to lift that big old heavy wheel they've got a lift that pulls it off for you. Now this is a stock bar. It's 6 ounces. There's 1 ounce. It's like almost like a chocolate candy bar. You can break those off. Now that's 6 ounces. If he only needs 4, he'd break off 2 of them and put 4 of them on there. And then on the back side, that's that 3M sticky tape. You pull the backer off. And this is an old-timey weight for a steel rim. Now, you don't put many of these on because very few trucks have steel rims on the front axle, and you normally don't balance all the other tires. You only balance the steer axles. Here's that Centromatic wheel balancer I put on there, and hear the air in the background? That's just off camera. I'm going to get that in a second, but listen to the wind. Okay, listen to the air coming out of the valve stem, and you'll hear it pop. Every so often it'll be a little snap. Now I'm going to focus in on this here, right here. Now listen for a snap. Right there. Building up, building up. There it goes again. What that is moisture on the inside of the tire. When you pressurize air, all the humidity turns into like a cloud. And as it's released through that valve stem, the valve stem will actually freeze up. You get a little piece of frost on the inside, and it'll change the tune, and all of a sudden, pop, that ice will come shooting out of there. How do I know that? I got hit in the head one day with it. I'm like, what in the heck was that? There was a little chunk of ice that flew out. So anyway, I'm pulling out of the shop here, and I'll be going back to talking here, so I'm going to shut up and let me talk again. That's all there is, putting a couple tires. That's all there is, to spending $1,000 and just like that. Didn't have to do anything, just sit there and watch them spend $1,000. Oh man, yeah. And those are the cheap tires. Those are Falcon brand. If you get your Bridgestones or Continentals or anything like that, you're looking at probably $1,600 or $2,000 because the Continentals are extremely expensive. That's why I don't buy them. They're extremely expensive, and they cost twice as much, but you don't get twice the wear out of them. Oh, am I gonna make it? Oh, lots of room. Oh yeah. So anyway, we're getting ready to leave Fort Worth and we're heading north to Denver. So I'm going to swing up to Amarillo this evening. When I get up to Amarillo later this afternoon, or around sundown, stop and get the oil changed. And in 199 miles. In 199 miles, I would be breaking 1.5 million miles in this truck. So I've been saying this truck's got 1.5 million on it, but it's been close for a long time. And it's been close for a real long time. But today I'm actually going to run it over 1.5 million miles exact. So anyway, I'll see if I can remember to get that on camera. Anyway, enough of this working stuff. Let's go play some music.